Today we will be interviewing Professor LaRosa. Professor LaRosa is an experienced professor, instructional designer, and business consultant with over 45 years of expertise. She currently serves as a clinical professor at the W.P. Carey School of Business, where she is dedicated to developing the next generation of business leaders. In addition to her academic work, she has built a successful career in consulting, founded her own company, and worked in the pharmaceutical and advertising industries. She earned her doctorate in educational leadership, creativity, and innovation in 2017, bringing a forward-thinking and practical approach to her teaching and leadership. Stay tuned to get to know Professor LaRosa. This episode is sponsored by GoPack. GoPack is an emergency preparedness backpack for students living in dormitories at universities. It helps students be prepared for the unexpected, helping to reduce the panic that ensues when faced with an emergency situation. GoPack strives for a quality user experience through being highly customizable. Instead of acquiring a pre-fixed emergency backpack, GoPack allows you to add and remove items so that you can tailor your GoPack to your unique needs. Our mission is to help students prepare for the unexpected while giving parents peace of mind. GoPack is still in development, so make sure to look out for any future updates. Well, thank you so much for coming on our podcast today.
It's my pleasure to be here and share who I am with people.
We're so excited for this. So we're going to start with a personal introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be a professor at ASU.
Yeah, that's a long story. So I started my career in advertising in New York City and data analytics at the time when cable was in its infancy, so super exciting to be in New York.
Yeah.
And New York is remarkable. From there, I went and got my MBA. Then I went to work in pharmaceuticals,
nice.
Data analytics still. And then I opened my own consulting business, did that for several decades. So I've owned my own business, which is super exciting. So how am I becoming a professor? So as I'm consulting, one of my clients said to me, "You would be so great as a professor." And I had always wanted to be a teacher when I was in third grade.
Yeah.
Kind of that dream started, but it just never came to fruition. And so anyway, I spoke at I spoke in a class that was teaching pharmaceutical data, I guess. And one thing led to another, and that opened the door for me to become an adjunct in 2003. So I've taught at Drexel University in Philadelphia. Loved it. And as life would happen, in 2013, got ovarian cancer, which kind of wakes you up to life. Like, what do you want the rest of your life to look like? I don't mean that to be sad for the people that are listening to me with this story, but I then made the decision to go back and get my PhD.
Wow.
So got my PhD, graduated at 59. Believe it or not. So, your life doesn't have to end.
Yeah.
And wherever you get your PhD, they rarely hire you. It's not common. So we knew we were going to be getting another job.
Okay.
Randomly, they found my husband through LinkedIn, Phoenix Children's Hospital. So he's like, "Jules, what do you think about Arizona?" I go, "All right, Arizona. Okay, Arizona State, that's where I want to go." And just through wonderful letters from my dean at Drexel to the dean here kind of opened some doors. And so I started here full-time in 2017.
That is such an inspiring story. Wow, I love
Your
that.
life kind of jig and jog.
Yeah, that's great. So where are you from originally?
You're asking me these long-winded questions. Okay, so born in Missouri, raised in Kansas City.
Nice.
Went to high school in Cleveland, went to high school in Michigan.
Wow.
Went to my undergrad in Michigan, which is, funny enough, fashion merchandising.
Okay.
Because in the 70s, there weren't a lot of opportunities for women. It was basically home ec, which was fashion at the time. Home economics, can you imagine?
Wow.
I had to take cooking classes in college.
Way.
I wish I was not telling you the truth. So you took home ec or nursing or teaching. Those were kind of the traditional. It would be really uncommon to take business. So I had a business minor because I was fashion and I wanted to do retailing.
Okay. Wow, very cool. What place in Michigan? I go to Michigan often.
So Okemos was my high school.
No way. That's crazy.
Tell me why.
My mom's from East Lansing, so
Wow. What's your last name?
Wochos, Wochos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, her maiden name was Feher, though, Feher.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I love Michigan, and Okemos is like...
Okemos is cool.
Yeah, that's so fun.
And undergrad at Western in Kalamazoo.
Okay, nice.
And then when I came back to get my MBA, was at Michigan State University,
Green.
East Lansing.
Yes.
Go green, go white. We didn't go very far in the basketball tournament.
Unfortunate.
And then my mom retired to Harbor Springs, so we would spend our summers in Harbor Springs.
Very nice. That's so funny.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Love Michigan, small world.
I love it there. It's my favorite.
Ask your mom when she graduated high school.
Okay, I will. I don't know that off the top of my head.
Okay, all right.
But I will. So what courses do you teach here?
So I teach international business, predominantly Management 302. I also teach negotiation both at the MBA level and undergrad. And right now I'm also teaching capstone,
Very
WPC 480
Yes, for the seniors.
for the seniors.
I love it.
I also teach business fundamentals to women who are incarcerated. They receive ASU credits for these courses, can you imagine, in
Wow.
Perryville.
Cool. That's so cool.
It is really cool.
I love all of it. So what specifically inspired you to go into your field of study?
I was good with math, so data analytics fit really well.
Perfectly, yeah.
I just was always really, I think, when I worked in advertising, I was intrigued with advertising. When I worked in pharma, I was intrigued with drugs, and I felt that that was a great field to work in to try to help people be healthier.
That's awesome.
So I've enjoyed business. I loved consulting, and then when I came into the classroom, I found that really great, and I found my background set me up for great stories in class that I found to be
100%.
engaging and applicable.
Yeah, so I actually took your international business course in spring of 2025, and you definitely cared about your students. It was an online class, so it's typically harder to connect with one another. But I think you did a really great job. Like when we had exams, you had those Zoom sessions, and if someone couldn't make it, you posted it, and they were pretty hearty Zoom sessions.
Oh,
so
good.
I loved those. Those were great.
All right, that's excellent. That's good feedback.
Yes, so keep it up. Outside of academia, what are your hobbies?
I love dogs.
Me too.
I have a new granddaughter,
Do
if you want to
you?
call that a hobby.
That
Her
is
name is
absolutely
Sienna
a hobby.
Rose Giuliano,
Oh.
who's precious, and I will watch her for a week this summer while her parents go to France.
Wow.
So that's fun.
That's so fun.
But my faith is important to me, so Bible study I enjoy doing. I like walking. I
Great.
do strength training.
Good for you. Keep him busy.
Is that in?
That's
no?
great. Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect. What's
Good.
your favorite
Traveling.
kind of dog? Do you have
I
any
have
dogs?
a brand new mini Bernedoodle. His name is Ozzy Osbourne because we have to name them after real people. He is the cutest
Oh,
thing
I love dogs.
that ever was.
That's
Yes.
so perfect.
And
Wow.
he's super smart. Okay.
Good. Very
Yeah.
nice. Okay, we're going to turn to the course and education-based
Okay.
questions. So, how has your experience as both a consultant and a professor shaped your teaching philosophy in management courses?
So one of the things I found was really powerful as a consultant was storytelling. So I would spend a month drilling into data, trying to figure out what was going on. And then when I would present it to the client, I would present the data, but present it through story.
Very nice.
So a good example of that, they were looking at celiac disease 25 years ago, and probably 20 years ago. And at the time, people didn't really talk about gluten or gluten-free. And celiac is a pretty significant disorder. And so when I would go to try to pull data, I wasn't getting much data from the office, because if you know you have it, once you know you have it, that's it, and you could get diagnosed through tests through the mail. So we we didn't see it as being a big deal. And yet there was kind of this intuition that it was more prevalent than the data was showing us. So I found out, believe it or not, that at the time Target was opening a gluten-free section within the store. And I went, if Target's opening a gluten-free section, this is a bigger deal than we envisioned. So again, there's your story, right? Rather than to go, the data looks thin, it's not going to tell me much. So I found that I was really good at storytelling. And when I started teaching college, surprisingly, my students said, oh my God, your stories were the best part, because I think it's applied, or it's real.
And that's how you connect with people, I think.
It's through my stories, I think.
100%, yeah.
So did that answer that question? I found I was good at telling stories, and then I found that students liked stories that I told, and so the two seemed to link.
Yeah, that's perfect. Do you ever feel like once you get another class and you have to say the same story, or are you always like, does that ever get tiring?
I don't think it gets tiring if the stories connect.
I love that, yeah.
And my lectures are scripted in that I've got PowerPoint slides that I'm following and key content areas I'm trying to follow. But they're not scripted in that I'm not reading off a script. I try to trust my stories.
Okay, that's great.
To come up as I need to.
That makes perfect sense. I love that. Over the years, how has your approach to teaching evolved, especially with today's students?
I think it always started with caring for students. I think my mantra is people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So I think it started there, and it was later on in my career. So I wanted to inform the students so that they could be better successful in their career. I think as I've aged and been doing this now 23 years, I think I'm more confident to speak my truth in ways that in the past I might have held back.
Yeah, okay. That's great. I mean, over your years in teaching, it's definitely, there's been changes. So I respect that you can continue regardless of what has changed.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But I think connection is more important than ever, because people are on their phones.
Yes.
And they don't feel like
it's a different world.
We feel disconnected anyway. And so I think connection is more important than ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe my stories help to connect because they feel real.
Do. Yeah, 100%. You've had experience across different industries and perspectives. How important is it for students to gain international or global experience today?
Well, my research tells me 65 to 80% of the students enrolled at WP Carey will go to work for multinational companies. So that's a company that has an international presence. So huge numbers will likely, even if they don't ever go to work and work in a foreign country, I think it's there, the way we're globalizing. And so I think understanding international business is important, but probably most important is cross-cultural understanding. So if I have any advice to young people in college, find people not like you.
Yeah, spread your
So
wings.
from a different cultural background, we have different cultures in the United States. Find people that are international that you can be friends with and lean into, go with them to play cards or games or have meals together, or this is a really interesting opportunity for cross-cultural advancement. And you're not studying it, but you're experiencing it.
Yes.
And it's through that experiencing, I think, that opens you up for additional education around cross-cultural. When I talk to students who have had my class, one of the things they'll say to me is the thing they remember most was cross-cultural understanding.
Yeah, that's awesome. I will say I had an internship this past summer, and my favorite thing to live by was to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, because I learned so much more when I put myself in situations where I wouldn't normally. So I think that's really important. Be friends with people you wouldn't normally be friends with. You'll learn so much more. And make way more memories,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, me too. How do you balance real-world business experience with academic concepts in your classes?
Trying to make them come to life, trying to make the concepts real and applicable.
With those storytellings,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. What type of assignments or projects can students expect in your management courses, such case studies, presentations, consulting work?
Yeah. So right now I'm teaching 1,400 students, so
Wow.
huge numbers. So
Lot.
when you teach those quantities of students, you have to have a lot more automated assignments. But I believe that my assignments are based in learning concepts. So one of the things I use is something called a smart book, which has, believe it or not, you wouldn't have known because you were reading it, using it, is AI backed, and it starts to know what you know and know what you don't know. So when you read, it will ask you questions or move you quicker through concepts because it starts to know what you know. So instead of just reading a textbook, you're reading it intelligently based on what your knowledge is. So that's one. I do quizzes, but small stakes, just to kind of wake people up a little bit. And then I do application based, which again, quasi AI interactives.
Okay.
I do 4 exams. Exams are less than 50% of the course grade because I think they're not really great at assessments.
Okay.
If you're taking my senior capstone, we're required to have important papers, important presentations, but international business, different.
So do your online courses and your in-person courses, are they pretty similar, or?
I think they're similar in that I use the same learning methods, like metacognition, try to use AI when appropriate for helping support learning. The other thing I believe is lots of little pieces lead to learning rather than just 4 exams.
Yeah. 100%.
That doesn't lead to really good learning. You cram the night before and then the learning is gone.
Right.
Whereas little pieces over time will net better, deeper learning.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I bet with all these changes in AI, it totally makes things crazy.
It does make things crazy because I think we can utilize AI to help us learn deeper, be more efficient, be more effective, or we can use AI to cheat.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that is very common now,
and unfortunately, it's very common. And so it's hard for students, I'm confident, to figure out when can I use it, when can I not use it.
Yeah, that's hard.
So we're in a transitional stage.
100%. I'm so curious to see what school will be like 10 years down the line.
It'll be super interesting.
Things are going to change.
Things are changing.
It's crazy. How do your courses prepare students for leadership roles in today's business environment?
I hope, because I'm leaning into applied knowledge, that they'll be able to see those opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's my intention that they'll be able to apply it. Definitely the women in my prison programs, it's 100% applicable.
Yeah.
Because just for them, many of them, learning opens them up to believe in themselves in different ways. We call it self-advocacy.
Yeah.
And then that belief shows up in whatever field they go to pursue afterward. And it's funny, they'll say to me years later, now I'm using all that stuff that you taught me, but it wasn't so much the knowledge acquisition that they had, but the fact that they could acquire knowledge.
Yeah. It's like they believe in themselves.
They believe in themselves, and then that kind of opens themselves up to think that they could have a life after prison.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going into the real world now. I have a job in September, but it'll be super interesting to see what I can apply, like what I learned in college, to what I'm doing in the real world.
So one thing that I will tell you, which is kind of startling, because people will be like, what are you taking from college and taking to the real world? So being able to communicate, being responsible, it's these kind of soft skills. And you can edit this out if you need to, but that you know how to get shit done.
Yeah.
So like if it's
Don't
late
edit that.
at night, if it's late at night, like you just go, I'm not sure how to do this.
Figure it out.
I've just, and so college, the assignments, the rhythm helps you to recognize that you'll be able to apply that when you get out into the workplace. Like, can you get things done? Can you figure things out? It's those skill sets, believe it or not, that I think really matter.
Yeah, and without those like hard due dates for those assignments, like, it's going to be different. You have to figure out how to set due dates for yourself.
How do you set due dates for yourself? How do you communicate if you're going to miss a due date? How do you make sure that you're taking care of your own mental health in the midst of your job? And how are you transparent and honest with your boss if you can be? And all those kinds of things.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, but it's fun too. I loved it. I've loved my career. Every aspect of it I've loved.
That's great to hear. You've had a very inspiring story. It's
good.
Wonderful. What should students expect to walk away knowing after completing your class?
So it's what we call a survey course. So it's broad, but not particularly deep. So it's my hope that they have like a general understanding that international business is different from domestic, and where might there be pain points in that process. One of the things that I love the most about my course is culture, cross-cultural understanding. I think is super great. And then I wrote the chapter on social focus, and so that's also something that I have a real strong passion for, and recognizing that your work doesn't have to be just about you making money, but that you can think broader scale and more purposeful, and recognize there's a lot of great happening in the world.
Wow, I love that. That's so awesome. Based on your experience across industries, what career paths should management students be exploring?
I think management is such a great topic because it's broad.
Very broad, yeah.
And so I would encourage you to have areas of expertise. So like if you're doing management, maybe do an international certificate. Or if you're doing management and you're interested in the music industry, some music industry background. So that's what I would encourage you to do, unless you're entrepreneurial, and then you would take entrepreneurship classes. So I think it lends itself to so many different areas, and you as a student need to kind of self-reflect and go, what are the things that I love? Do I love fashion? Do I love sports? Do I love...
Yeah, it's very diverse.
Very diverse, but that's useful long term because you'll be able to apply what you're learning.
Test the waters, figure out what you want to manage. Okay, this is the wrap-up question. What is the most rewarding part of being a WP Carey professor?
I think that it's scale, so I have an opportunity to impact so many individuals. I think it's a remarkable university because we define ourselves not by who we exclude, but by who we include. So teaching in a women's prison, providing them with ASU credits is just unbelievable. So I think scale is one. I think it's also that we share that value. People that work here believe in our charter, and we as professors speak that. So it's not about fluffing ourselves up, but it's about the impact we can have in the world, and that's part of ASU, and that's one of the reasons that I love being here.
That's so perfect. I mean, ASU is lucky to have you. You're definitely changing people's lives and setting them up for the real world.
That's what I want.
Yeah, so you're doing a great job. We
Good.
also have a little rapid fire.
Okay, do some rapid fire.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee 100,000,000%, and I have no idea how anybody functions without it.
Yeah, I don't like coffee. I just don't like the taste, but
God bless you.
I like caffeine.
Okay, so you're taking caffeine.
Yes.
That's good.
Window or aisle seat?
aisle because I get nervous on planes, so I don't want to see where I'm going.
That makes sense, yeah. Musical theater or concert?
Love musical theater. Gamage is fantastic.
What's your favorite show?
So my mom is unwell. She's 90. It's fine.
Okay.
We just went to see Funny Girl, Love It.
Okay.
So I love old school musical theater more so.
Yeah.
But when I lived in New York City, we went almost every week because I had friends that had inns and we could get weird seats and be in the, I got to see so many wonderful musicals. Cool. It was the best. So that would be a hobby of mine. I love musical theater. Yeah.
That's perfect. Friends or Seinfeld?
See, Friends is a little young, but my children love Friends. Mm-hmm. Seinfeld is a little out there, but it's New York, so both.
Love it. Yeah. Pepsi or Coke?
Neither.
Okay.
But
Coffee.
I will tell you, I worked for the agency that advertises Pepsi.
Oh, really?
And it was probably 81 or 82, and so the cola wars are really intense. And so you were really like one or the other. Mm-hmm. And I had a meeting with my client. This is some of the stuff you learn when you're young. Uh-huh. And I had Tropicana orange juice because we had donuts.
Right.
Oh my God, my boss came in and he went white because Tropicana is Coke.
Mm-hmm. And Pepsi's doing all sorts of stuff now too, like with Poppy, those like probiotic drinks and it's crazy.
Well, because soda consumption's down.
Yeah.
Whereas in the 80s, soda consumption was still mainstream more.
Tropicana is Coke.
But Tropicana orange juice was under the Coke umbrella at the day. And I'll never forget that. And see, we didn't have an internet to scan, right? You had to ask people, right? Okay. We couldn't go to the internet and go, who owns Tropicana?
Who knew?
But whatever.
Wait, that's hilarious.
It is kind of funny. How did we function without phones and internet? I am not sure. We did it, though.
We did. Yeah. Hopefully we still can keep up
and
with it.
And we dated, believe it or not, without a phone. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd have a phone, landline.
Yeah, true. Just different now.
Just very different.
Hot dog or hamburger?
I'm not a fan of either.
Okay, that's okay.
Maybe nachos.
Love it.
Definitely popcorn.
Ooh, I love popcorn.
Me too.
Ice cream in a cup or a cone?
Oh, I think cup.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Talk or listen?
Talk.
Me too.
I'm embarrassed to say I wish I was a better listener. I'm still working on it.
Hey, it's okay. History or science?
History.
Mm-hmm. Podcast.
Nuremberg, by the way, if you haven't seen it with Russell Crowe, really a powerful film. It's about the trials, but it's not really about the trials. It's about there was a psychiatrist who met with the prisoners. So these were people who didn't take their life after the Nazi regime. Mm-hmm. And I don't want any of these to offend anyone. I'm only speaking of the storyline being really powerurl.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to have hurt anyone for me to say anything about that.
History's important.
Yeah.
I'll add that to my list. Okay, final one, save or spend?
Spend.
Yeah, me too. We have to.
We have to. But I'm of an age now where my kids are well set up, they're well educated, married.
Yeah. Life is good.
I can spend their inheritance now. That's what I'm thinking.
It. Great.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
It was, wasn't it?
It was fun.
I'm excited for people to watch and get to
I
know
am too. I hope that you all glean something positive from this. Absolutely. If anything, I want you to glean dream big because you have no idea where your life could take you.
Yes. Dream big.
Some music.